We are now recording.
Might want to mute.
Who's making all that noise?
Doug is. He's in his kitchen. So why don't you mute him?
Do I have the option of muting Doug? He's muted. All right. I'm still learning how this stuff works. Hey, there's Buttons. Good morning, Buttons. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the first session of Essential Oils with Len and Laura. And I usually say Laura and Len because ladies before gentlemen. But somehow Len and Laura flows easily off my tongue, more easily off my tongue, and I don't know why. So I'll probably do that interchangeably. But look, here's the deal. People ask all the time, I have an ache, a pain, a sniffle. I have a this or that. What essential oil do I use? What's the best one to use for various conditions? How do I dilute it? Do they mix in water? What do I do with them? You know, da-da-da-da-da. And we thought we'd just put together a training about all of this. Now, the problem here, and jump in, Laura, anytime. Be willing to interrupt me. Somebody just came in. Anyhow.
Yeah, we might want to mute everybody as they come in because they might not know that they're not muted.
Yeah, and I don't know how to mute individual people. Anyhow, somebody came in as DAMC1, and you unmute yourself.
Lynn, if you click on participants at the bottom, you have control over video and audio.
Manage participants.
Oh.
There you go. All right. Mute. Okay. Awesome. Look at that. Okay. Anyhow, Laura, feel free to jump in here anytime. So we thought what we would do is put together a webinar series that would address these issues. Now, here's the problem. I've had 2 or 3 trainings. We had one even on Lunch with Len where somebody came in and talked about essential oils. At the end of it all, we all sat there and said, well, that didn't teach us what we wanted to learn. And the thing that I realized is that essential oils is not a topic you can do in a webinar. It's a topic you can do in a weekend, but not in a webinar, not in a single setting. So this is going to be a series of webinars. There's probably going to be about 30 of them. We're going to do one every day. Now, today's is going to be the longest one. From here on in, starting tomorrow, the webinars are going to be nominally 10 minutes a day, 10 to 15 minutes a day. What we're going to do is cover one essential oil every day. That's the plan right now, subject to change without notice. So today's background information, and we're going to start in just a second. Laura, do you have anything you want to add?
No, just that, there's a lot of people out there who are just curious about, how the essential oils are helpful, and all the stuff that we're going to go over. We're hoping that that's going to answer a lot of questions out there. Right. Yeah. And
at the end of every day, there's going to be a video. So we're going to create a video file. So, in 2 or 3 days, if you want to know what Blood Orange does, you go to the file and look up the video on Blood Orange. And we're going to go through each one of these oils individually. And I think you're going to be impressed with the level of background and information we're going to bring to you. So this is going to be really good.
Hey, are you going to tell them about the big bonus? Or are we going to wait?
Go ahead and tell me about the big bonus.
Well, no, how we said we were going to do the spreadsheet.
Oh,
I
think
it's a huge bonus because at the end, so Len came up with this idea. At the end of all of the different essential oils that we're going to go over, we're going to have a spreadsheet available that is going to have on it, okay, this person has asthma. Well, what is helpful for asthma? And then you can just go over to the list and you look it up and it will tell you which ones will be helpful for that. So I think that's awesome. I just wanted everybody to know that that's going to be available when we're all done.
Okay. Hello there. Good morning. All right, let's hit the screen share. We're already 7 minutes in. Let's hit the screen share and get this show on the road. We got a lot of material to cover this morning. I didn't want to spread this background into too many webinars. I wanted to do it all in one shot. So here we go. Share the screen and Essential Oils PowerPoint, share, Can you see the PowerPoint? Don't everybody talk at once.
We see the PowerPoint.
All right.
You can make it a little bit bigger though.
I'm working on that. There it is. Okay. I just saw a message that said my internet connection is unstable. So hopefully that doesn't keep going. So here we go. We're into the PowerPoint presentation. Let's just get started. Essential oils have been around for thousands of years. If you look back, according to the ancient Egyptian hieroglyphics and Chinese manuscripts, priests and alchemists used essential oils to heal the sick. 5,000 years ago, they were considered more valuable than gold in many ancient cultures. The ancient Egyptians believed the sense of smell was the most important of all sensory abilities, and we'll see that the sense of smell is used in a lot of these oils. The Bible refers to essential oils or anointing oils over 150 times. The word anoint comes from the Latin word inlunctus, and it means to smear with oil, to make a person sacred, to set them apart, and to dedicate them to serve a higher spiritual purpose. So the human race has been using essential oils for a very long time. We lost track of that in the last few hundred years when the big pharma and the medical industry suppressed a lot of stuff that they can't make money on. But it's coming back and it's more mainstream now. Next slide. Laura?
Well, the Chinese culture used essential oils for healing as far back as the 3000 BC and is proven by the discovery of Shen Nangxi's herbal book, which just happens to be the oldest surviving medical book in China. The Arabians, amidst a thriving frankincense trade in 500 BC, where supply and demand was super high demand, and they actually named the route, it was famously known as the Frankincense Trail. The Greek and the Roman cultures adopted their healing methods from the Egyptians. And one of the most well-known physicians of all time, Hippocrates, was a firm believer in treating his patients holistically, which is by the oils. And so we're going to learn a little bit more about that.
And today, due to many impressive clinical studies and astounding results, actually, essential oils and aromatherapy are now mainstream. It's an alternative holistic healthcare venue, and it's ever growing in demand. And I can promise you that we can show you over the next few weeks that you can clean out your medicine cabinet to a great extent, and you can use essential oils for a lot of things that you can use drugs for today. But today's consumers are far more discerning about the importance of using toxic-free and organic methods of healing. So it's once again becoming mainstream again. Oh, Laura, what are essential oils?
Well, they're oils that are subtle,
aromatic.
that was messing me up.
We got these big words we have to pronounce. Aromatic liquids.
They're aromatic liquids, but they're extracted from the flowers, the seeds, the leaves, the stems, the bark, of roots of trees, herbs, bushes, and shrubbery through distillation. In the craft of alchemy, the soul of the plant is the oil. So each essential oil is vital to its native plant. And the essential oil of the plant acts as the plant's immune system, fighting against molds, funguses, viruses, bacteria, and other issues that can harm or kill the plant. So what are essential oils? Well, essential oils protect humans the very same way.
So how do they work? The University of Minnesota finds essential oils work by entering the body in three ways. You can inhale them, you can absorb them, and you can ingest them. Now we're going to make a very strong point here, and this point is going to be emphasized throughout today's presentation and in later presentations. We do not recommend that you drink essential oils. We do not recommend that you ingest them. Ingestion of essential oils should only be done under the guidance of an expert, a physician, someone who really knows what's going on. There is no clinical reason to believe that ingesting an essential oil can do anything better than inhaling it or absorbing it. Thousands of clinical studies have concluded essential oils have a physiological and a psychological effect on the body and can really help the body improve. So let's talk about inhalation.
Okay. Inhalation of the essential oil is done through the nose or through the mouth. And an example of that is you can use eucalyptus for cough, and inhaling peppermint oil can reduce a headache. So often essential oils are put into diffusers for the superior inhalation of them.
And that little device on the right side is a picture of a diffuser. You put some water in it, typically a few drops of essential oil, turn it on, and breathe.
And I just want to add real quick, there are many different diffusers out there, and I want to talk about that later, maybe not today, but what's the purpose of getting a good diffuser? Because that's really important.
And that's certainly a subject we're going to cover. We're not going to cover diffusers today, but we certainly are going to cover them. But let's talk about the olfactory system. That's your breathing system. It includes the organs and cells contributing to your sense of smell. When we inhale, airborne molecules interact with the olfactory organs and almost immediately penetrate the brain. As we inhale the molecules, they are also carried to the lungs and respiratory system. So the bottom line is this: when an essential oil is inhaled, it can and does affect several systems in the body. Let's talk about absorption.
Yep. The absorption, well, certain essential oils can be applied topically to the skin, like black pepper and ginger for the reduction of arthritis pain. German chamomile can be applied to the skin for the reduction of eczema. And we're going to talk about that later. We have a whole bunch of lists. You know, we're going to create our list that has what is going to be great for what, for certain things that we want to help everybody with. So the skin is somewhat permeable. Therefore, the active compounds in essential oils are absorbed most like the ingredients in hormone creams, birth control patches, and nicotine patches. You know what? The caution should be taken for these oils because they're not approved for skin application, and they could adversely interact with sun exposure. So you have to be really careful about which ones can be absorbed and how.
Yeah, and we're going to talk with each individual oil. We will highlight what the applications are, how to use them, and what the precautions are. But for example, the oils we're going to talk about tomorrow is not an oil that you can put on and go out in the sun with without being extremely careful. And again, we'll chat about this as time goes on. Let's talk about ingestion. And I want to come back and remind you, some essential oils can be swallowed. However, ingesting essential oils is not recommended unless you consult a trained healthcare professional. We, on this webinar, are going to tell you, no, don't drink the essential oils. We are not healthcare professionals. We cannot advise you on internally taking the stuff. So you need a higher level of knowledge and expertise to be safe ingesting it. Furthermore, important, there are no clinical studies to validate internal use as being more effective than inhalation in or skin application of essential oils. All clinical studies to date indicate the opposite. The use of essential oils through the skin and through inhalations via diffuser provide far greater therapeutic benefit than ingestion. So once again, underscore, don't drink the stuff. Period. All right.
Well, a word of caution. Now you know why and how the essential oils work. There's just one last important fact to keep in mind. The why and how are only possible when high frequency, therapeutic grade, USDA certified organic oils are used. Because many oils on the market today, they have redistilled and have lost their therapeutic value. And we're going to talk about that and what that means. Some of the ones that are, well, sorry, I didn't mean that. The ones that are redistilled, they're food grade flavorings and they're not therapeutic grade essential oils. That's really important to know.
Yes. And so they may smell good. They may taste good, but yeah, so does a piece of candy. It's not necessarily healthy. So let's talk about therapeutic grade oils. Not all USDA organic oils are therapeutic grade oils. oils labeled organic are not automatically insured to be therapeutic, clinical, or aromatherapy grade. Now I'm going to tell you this: therapeutic, clinical, and aromatherapy grade, the words are used interchangeably, okay? The problem is anyone who wants can slap a USDA organic sticker on a bottle of oil, and it's not necessarily aromatherapy grade or therapeutic grade oil. Distillers are producing flavors for the food industry, and they're using high pressure heat when redistilling oils, therefore producing non-therapeutic grade oils. Asante oils, and we are going to talk about a lot about the Asante oils as we go through the next several weeks, but the Asante oils are USDA organic and therapeutic grade, a rare differentiating factor that allows our oils to be clinically superior to many others, if not all others on the market.
Now, let's talk about the National Organics Program. The National Organics Program and the Organic Foods Production Act are intended to ensure consumers that the organic products they purchase are produced, processed, and certified to be consistent with the national organic standards. And that's key. So just to let you know, the Asante Organics oils, they meet all of these criteria.
So, once again, therapeutic grade oils. There's no organization that oversees therapeutic quality, nor is there a definition of the term therapeutic grade available. Another term for this standard of quality are aromatherapy grade or clinical grade. There are many criteria that have to be met for an essential oil to be of true therapeutic, clinical, and aromatherapy grade, including 1, testing with gas chromatography, mass spectrometers, to assure the purity of the oil. 2, it's a whole oil. It's not been fractionated. It's not been taken apart during or after a distillation process. And 3, it's not redistilled. It's not a flavoring. It's not for internal use. And this leads us back to the earlier statement that we do not recommend drinking these oils. Why is that? There are oils on the market that they tell you you can drink them, but they are not therapeutic grade oils. Our oils meet all these criteria, and they're whole distilled oils. They're highly therapeutic in nature as opposed to oils subjected to high heat, redistilled flavorings, approved for internal use. In fact, and I'm going to continue on with this one. In fact, not for internal use versus food grade flavorings, any vendor claiming both therapeutic grade and suited for internal use may in fact be in violation of the FDA. Our oils are not for internal use because legally, if an essential oil is sold for internal use, it must be redistilled. Did you get that? Legally, it must be redistilled. If it says it's for internal use, it is not a therapeutic grade oil. So our oils are never redistilled. Redistilling is clinically proven to degrade the potent therapeutic benefit of the oil. Any vendor advertising their oil as suited for internal use is selling food grade oils, also known as flavorings. Oil vendors cannot legally claim both therapeutic grade and suited for internal use, because once the oil is redistilled, it is no longer therapeutic or aromatherapy grade.
Wow.
Well,
That statement right there has answered many questions in the last few weeks with people just asking that one question.
Yep.
What the difference is.
Yep. This is your slide.
So the USDA organic definition, how do you know if it's going to be USDA organic? Well, it's a program that regulates the standards for any farm, wild crop harvesting, or handling operation that wants to sell an agricultural product as organically produced. The USDA organic ingredients and products are certified not to have synthetic ingredients, chemical pesticides or fertilizers, or GMOs involved in the process at any stage from the agriculture level to the finished product. And Asante oils, they meet all of these criteria. So,
one of the questions that's frequently asked is, well, what do I do with this stuff? And here's a chart that's available to you. In fact, we can publish it. By the way, those of you who are in the company we're talking about, this is in the back office, but I'll publish it as a PDF file also. You dilute the stuff. So the first thing you do is that you use either a carrier oil or something else. So there are several things that you can use as carrier oils. And here's a dilution table. The amount of carrier solution: 2 ounces, 20 drops of oil; 1 ounce, 10 drops of oil, et cetera, et cetera. I don't have to read all that to you. Common carrier oils: almond, olive, jojoba, sesame, sunflower, avocado. And our hydrating mist, our citrus body butter, and our rejuvenates are also good carrier oils. So if you're going to apply this stuff to your skin, this is what you do with it. And we'll cover more of this in more detail as we do individual oils. But for example, I have one of our small body butters. And the question, and Larry asked me the question the other day, and I go, or somebody asked me the question, maybe it wasn't Larry, just to accuse you. I mean, I take a little body butter, I take a bottle of oil, and I put a few drops in, and then I put it on. I love this stuff, by the way. So this is a dilution recommendation for using the oils topically, putting them on your body using carrier oils. Now, the next way is to use a diffuser. So notice the comment up here: to reduce the number of drops listed, to cut them in half for children, elderly, and pregnant mothers. So, but with a diffuser, the most common method is 8 drops per diffuser, using filtered water or clean the diffuser after each use.
Oh, you froze up.
Huh?
You froze up for a second there.
Yeah, it said my interconnection is unstable. Is it back?
Yeah, you were talking about the diffuser. The most common, the #1 method, the most absorbable, is the 8 drops in the diffuser with the filtered water, and just make sure that you clean it after each use.
Yeah. Now, different diffusers are different sizes. So, depending on the diffuser, depending on what diffuser you're using, you may have to change this. But one of the questions that was asked, by the way, is, well, gee, if you're not supposed to mix these, if these oils don't mix well with water, why is there water in the diffuser? The oils aren't mixed with the water in the diffuser. They actually float on the water. The diffuser uses ultrasound to break up the oil molecules into small, or the oil molecules, I guess is the best way to put it, into small particles, and evaporate them into the air. The water is being used as something that transmits the vibration of the ultrasound in the diffuser to the essential oil itself and breaks it up. So it's not absorbing the essential oils into the water. It's floating them on it. Again, if you're mixing them with an oil or a liniment, 15 drops to 1 ounce is a good recommended starting point. Bath water, 15 drops into a tub of water. Mouthwash or gargle. I've been doing this. I've got my peppermint essential oil over there, and I've been putting a couple drops in a little bit of water and using it as a mouthwash gargle. I love it. I just really love it. You don't ever have to buy Listerine again, and you don't want to. That stuff's got really bad stuff in it. On a compress, 5 drops to 4 ounces or a cup of water. As a fragrance, 10 drops to 4 ounces or a cup of, say, our rejuvenating mist or our feel-good mist. As a room spray, 20 drops into 4 ounces or a cup of water and spray it around. As a vacuum filter, 5 drops directly on an item or on a laundry sock or on a cardboard toilet roll paper. So here's some guidelines for how much of the oils to use. And different oils are going to be slightly different, and different people are going to be different. So, for example, the Relief that I'm mixing in the body butter is not recommended for application directly to the body, but I can tolerate it full strength. It doesn't bother me at all. So anyhow, it says my free meeting can end in 10 minutes, so that's fine. We're just about wrapped up here. Let's go. So what's next? Laura?
Well, so for the next several weeks, we're going to talk about 1 essential oil every day. We're going to talk about what plant it's derived from, what part of the plant, what country, what is a treat, how to use it, and if there's any precautions that you need to make sure while you're using it, what it is. We're going to go over that for the next several weeks.
Yeah, there's a lot of essential oils. So we're going to do one a day. Like I said, it's going to be roughly 10 to 15 minute sessions. All are going to be recorded, all going to be made available. We'll have a library. Tomorrow we're going to talk about bergamot. Friday we're going to talk about blood orange. And if you notice, I'm taking these right now in alphabetical order. We may choose to change the order. It doesn't matter. We're going to talk about a different oil every day. And keep right on going until we've done and compiled the complete library of information for you. So, there you go. Don't all talk at once.
Good information.
All right, all right, Laura, you want to say anything about this slide?
Well, you know, I can say, you know, I'm learning just like many people out there. Our family has never really used essential oils. And so for us, this is, you know, besides doing the training, and we're learning together as a family. So I like the idea that they had information about, you know, children, moms, pregnant mothers. And as we move forward, you know, just make sure that you know that you can always reach out to Len or I as we're going through these and we're learning all of these things. And the information on this slide just kind of tells how you can contact us.
Cool. All right, I'm going to come off the share. There we go. We're back again. That's today's session. Look at that, 8:59. I told you a half hour. Pretty gosh darn good if you ask me. That's it. That's the background material. That sets the stage for going forward. Starting tomorrow, we'll cover an individual oil every day. I think the chat is active. If anybody has any questions, comments, criticisms, suggestions, or accolades, we'll take those too. Otherwise,
I just want to say something that I think this is awesome that you guys are putting this together. I know nothing about essential oils, but have heard, you know, a lot of benefits. Knowing what is good and what you can do with them is awesome for people to learn. So thanks again, Laura and Len, and looking forward to the other sessions on each oil and what it's for.
well, thank you, Doug. Yeah, well, one of the reasons that I'm putting this together, or we're putting it together, is that we want to know too. I mean, and you know, it's that simple. I'm learning more and more about this stuff, and the more I learn about it, the more I'm falling in love with them. I mean, absolutely loving using the essential oils. I got my diffuser running all the time now, pretty much. I got the body butter that I'm using as a carrier, and gosh, I'm just like Larry's knees and, you know, my hip and my neck. I love this stuff. So, all right.
Hold on, we have one question in the chat. What is the water that you use, and where do I get it?
Well, to be perfectly honest with you, I turn on the tap. Otherwise, I have bottled water. So in the diffuser, I'm using tap water.
Do you have to alkalize the diffuser water?
Not that I know of, not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
I mean, you're not drinking it. Again, the water in the diffuser itself is really the oil floats on it. It doesn't absorb into the water. It doesn't mix with it. It just floats on it, and the water transmits the ultrasound from the ultrasound plate generator in the bottom of the diffuser up through the water to the essential oil. And in the process of doing that, some of the water evaporates. But
Okay.
effectively, what the system is doing is taking these essential oils and breaking them apart into tiny, teeny little particles that can get into your body, get into your olfactory system, get into the places they need to get into. And the reason there's differences in diffusers is because the better quality diffuser has higher frequency vibration. And the higher frequency vibration breaks the particles apart into smaller particles and makes it more effective. So the whole science to this, I mean, this is, you know, and if you run out and buy a $9.95 diffuser, they don't work very well. And in fact, when I first started into these things, I bought a little essential oil thing at Bed Bath & Beyond, I believe, and it wasn't even a diffuser. It just had a pad, and you drop the oil on the pad, and it had a little fan, and you could smell the oil. But what I've since come to learn is you can smell it. You can smell dog dirt too, but it doesn't do you any good.
Yeah.
It does nothing, absolutely nothing. You're wasting your oil. You might as well pour it down the toilet. Cheap perfume, well, expensive perfume, but.
Okay.
Anybody else? Anybody else? If not, we'll be back tomorrow at 8:30, same time, same station. Tomorrow we're covering bergamot, and we'll see you tomorrow. And if you have any questions you think of after we hang up here, bring them tomorrow.
Thanks.
All right,
Yep.
Chris.
Have
All
a good
Bill.
day, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
I don't know your name. Help me out. What's your name? DAMC1. What is your name?
She's muted.
She's muted. I can unmute you.
Oh,
Unmute.
Deborah.
My name's Deborah.
Deborah.
Yes.
Deborah.
I just joined Laura last night.
Oh, Deborah. Deborah Polk.
Yes, sir.
Deborah Polk. Yes.
Awesome. Awesome. Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome to the team.
Thank you very much.
I just sent you a friend request last night.
Okay, great.
All right. Welcome to the team. Glad to have you. If there's anything we can do for you, we're here for you.
Thank you so much.
All righty. We'll talk later.
Mm-hmm.
Bye, everybody.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
Deborah.
Bye.
You want to call me in a few minutes?
I got my grandkids coming over. I'll call you later. I got to babysit for a couple hours.
Sounds good. Have fun.
Okay, thanks.
All right. I'm going to end the meeting. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.
End meeting.